So I just moved here from Vermont a couple months back, so this is my first time here at the Moth. Several years ago, I made a Superwoman costume for my little girl because she wanted to feel powerful. So after, she's counting out her candy, and the costume calls to me, it speaks to me, it whispers to me. I have to try it on. So I put it on, and it fit perfectly. I mean, I'd made it for her, but it absolutely fit. And it was like those damn red shoes. Well, actually, platform red vinyl boots. And it was wonderful. Now, I'm a bit of an overachiever, and now I actually was Superwoman. I mean, literally, I had the suit and everything. A little while later, I started to randomly wear it around the house. I mean, it was fun, right? Like a mom, wearing a costume around the house is awesome. And I looked hot in it with those boots. And the cape, I'd gotten this red piece of fabric. It was really swooshy and billowy. And the boots made me really tall and powerful. And I was striding. And soon it talked to me. It said that I have to wear it out of the house, that more people should see it. So I wore it to parties, parades. I wore it to work. And my picture was taken when I was wearing it, and I was the webmaster over there, so I put the photo on my work website. I was so proud. I was Superwoman. At work, I joined the leadership committee because, I was asked, and the 6 committees that I was already on just were not getting enough done. And I was Superwoman. I could do that. I started to take anti-anxiety medication just a little bit because I'm Superwoman. And soon I realized that my marriage was kryptonite. So I applied all of my superhuman strength. The therapists, the special trips, going to the gym, never enough. And finally, I had to save the children. So I ended it. So at that point, I was a single mom. I got one daughter in a private school, no bus. Another kid, I'd gotten her into this high school in the next county, and I'm working in a third town. My ex is trying to sue me for the house and not paying any child support. But I could do it because I was Superwoman, and if I ever had any doubt, I just had to put on the costume. And around that time, I put the picture of me from work on Match.com. I got a lot of dates off that picture. I had to sell my house, but who needs a realtor? I sold it myself. I am Superwoman. Who needs to hire movers? I could fit a lot of stuff in my super Volvo. So I wasn't really sleeping, and at work, people were noticing that I was limping, and I just walk that way sometimes. Yeah. And I went to my doctor thinking maybe I had an autoimmune disease, and I thought I could fix that. I went gluten-free. I gave up coffee. And I was taking this mysterious array of supplements while I was driving my children to year-round soccer practice in a bunch of different towns and music lessons. Yeah. So I married a guy that I met on Match.com. And the love of my life. He had already seen the picture before he met me. And he brought me to doctor's appointments and the emergency room. And I was having a panic attack. And one day he said to me, Kyra, I love you. I see you. You are the most amazing woman I've ever met. And those boots, they're not sexy. They cause you pain. I don't like you very much, I said. You'll like me again later. And so we packed up and we moved to a whole new life in North Carolina. And I packed the costume. A little while later, just recently, I was helping another one of my children with a high school English assignment on heroes, and we were watching the X-Men. And it suddenly hit me, square in the S, that superheroes are miserable. They spend all of their time either in a never-ending battle against evil where all of their strength isn't enough, or rehashing their tragic pasts. They're not happy. And so I vowed to give the costume a burial by fire. I was going to burn it. But I couldn't do it. It was so cool, and I'd made it myself. One day, I gathered my strength. And under the cover of darkness, I quietly stuck it in a box, and I gave it away. Sitting in a thrift store somewhere in Morganton, North Carolina, is a Superwoman costume, waiting, empty.